Hey everybody, and welcome back. Today we're going to try something a little bit different on the channel, and I want to do a comic book review of the comic book Silk. So full disclaimer, these are only my thoughts and opinions. You don't have to agree or disagree or whatever the case may be. You're free to have your own opinions and thoughts on the matter, and if you end up loving this book, great. If you ended up hating this book, hey, that's fine too. This is just kind of a collection of what I thought. I'm gonna go through it so I'm gonna go through this and just kind of give you my thoughts and criticisms on what I saw, what I liked, what I didn't like, things like that. So first of all, I wasn't sure that this was a character that was needed in the Marvel Universe. You know, we've already got plenty of Spider-Man characters as it is. We've got, of course, Peter Parker Spider-Man. We've got Venom out there. It's been out there for a long time as the anti-hero. Now we've got a Miles Morales Spider-Man. We've had Spider-Woman for a long time. Now we've got Spider-Gwen on top of that, and even the Gwenom version of Spider-Gwen. So, in order for Silk to really have its own place in the Marvel Universe, this is a character that needed to bring something different to the table and needs to do something different to stand out. And after these first 3 issues, I'm just not convinced that there is enough to make this character stand out. And that's not to say that somewhere down the road they can do something a little different with the character and make her stand out a little bit more. But as of right now, I'm just not really seeing it. So let's go ahead and get into it a little bit here, and I'll kind of go over some of my thoughts. So what I did like was this initial premise, which really got me into the story. I said, okay, I'm curious to see what they're going to do with this. So as a teenager, Cindy Moon was bitten by the same spider by Peter Parker. Okay, sure, why not? She gets the same types of powers, and she can shoot webs out of her fingertips. Okay, fine. Targeted by dangerous people for her powers, she was locked in a bunker for over a decade. There's the interesting part, and there's the part that I thought, oh, this will be fun to see what they do with this character. Since rejoining the world, she found her missing parents, rescued her little brother, and saved the multiverse. She's now been doing double agent, new agent of Atlas, and a co-founder of the Order of the Web. But most just know her as the web-spinning superhero Silk. So okay, enough of a good enough of a premise that I'm interested. And then we get this opening, very generic fight scene, I guess, to introduce her to these very generic thieves who are giving the most meme-worthy generic names. The bad guys are literally named Karen and Carl. Really, that was the best you could. Karen and Carl are the generic bad guys that she comes in to save the day. And, you know, she's doing her little quippy remarks. So, you know, again, very Peter Parker Spider-Man-like here. Nothing tremendously standing out yet. But hey, you know, the locked in a bunker angle, you know, could be interesting. So let's see if they do anything with that. So here's this fight scene, you know, and it's okay. But then you get out here, and the owner of the shop says, oh, I need to give you something. And she says, oh, no, I really can't. Goes against some superhero code of ethics, I'm sure. And she says, well, how about some items from last season? It all goes to the outlets eventually anyway. So she decides to get a outfit for free for payment for her heroic services. Okay, whatever, but that's fine. But she ends up taking the whole mannequin. It's like, you couldn't just put the clothes in a shopping bag or something. She's got to take the whole freaking mannequin. Okay, but whatever. So, all right, minor thing there. No, not that big of a deal. There's the mannequin with her brand new outfit. Yay! And she actually gets to wear it into work the next day. So here you get to meet her brother, and you get some backstory, and this is all fine. I don't have any issues with any of this. Good luck on your first day as a reporter, you know. So a little quippy family stuff. But then we get to here, and this is where they start to kind of lose me, where I feel like it starts to get off the rails a little bit. I don't know who this is I don't know who this is. I know who's supposed to be, but it's not J Jonah Jameson. This is a completely different character than what J Jonah Jameson has been portrayed as for as long as I've known. Now, granted, I haven't been reading a lot of the recent books, and I understand, character development. Characters can develop over the years and change a little bit, but if you're going to completely change the entire personality of a character, they're no longer that character. They become a new character. You've got to keep some semblance of that core character intact so that he or she is recognizable. This person is not recognizable as J Jonah Jameson by any means, other than the way they're drawing him and the name that they call him. His character is completely gone. He's this mild-mannered, caring, gentle boss. I don't understand. I don't understand it. Where's the yelling and the rage? And here's just a quick little sidebar. This is Spectacular Spider-Man 146. All right. And this is the J Jonah Jameson that I remember, that I grew up with. Here he is. Look, he's coming out yelling, "Cushing! Where is she? Where's Cushing? Blast it all! Do I have to do everything around here myself?" That's J Jonah Jameson. But there's more to it than just that. And let me get you here. So, he goes on to say, "I used to run this paper single-handedly, and by heaven, I can do it again if I have to." And they're all telling him to calm down. And he says, "They're upset. I'm upset. Look at this headline. Poltergeist! What are we publishing? A newspaper or a supermarket trash sheet? But we've had all kinds of weird sightings all around the city. Inexplicable, possibly supernatural events." "Authenticated? Define your terms." "People disappearing in elevators, inanimate objects going berserk, rumors about ghosts in the Empire State Building." He says, "Anyone can see a ghost, and any newspaper can run a scare headline." And here's the part. This is what makes J Jonah Jameson a more in-depth character. One minor little change. "This is a responsible newspaper, and this is what I call a responsible headline." All he does is change the explanation point to a question mark. Poltergeist? It's a minor detail, but it's the attention to detail and how he comes down. Yeah, he comes down as a hard ass, and he's yelling at them this whole time and just tearing them down. But at the same time, he's teaching them something. He's teaching them a lesson about running a responsible newspaper and taking responsibility for your headlines and your articles. And that little attention to detail makes him a much more interesting and in-depth character, in my opinion. And again, yeah, he's a hard ass, but he's not that character here. I don't know, so they're trying to play on the whole, the difference in using technology and stuff, and he's the old guy that doesn't understand technology, and he's got this whole new young team to come in and do all this cyber reporting stuff. And then going back to the premise of Silk being locked in a bunker for a decade. She's probably behind the times on a lot of lingo and a lot of tech. Now, being locked in the bunker for a decade, that was 2009ish, 2010. People were still using Facebook. People were still using computers and laptops, and iPads were not exactly unheard of at the time. But she comes out here and she's like, "Oh, I guess I'm just old school and I like to use pen and paper and write things down on a notepad because I don't understand technology or cell phones." 10 years isn't quite that long, people. So I don't know. But here you have this guy, this guy's sitting here and he's literally making fun of Silk for being old school, with Jonah's old school procedures, and he calls you analog for a reason. Dude, he's sitting there playing a Nintendo Game Boy. This thing came out in 1989. I'm curious if this was an artistic decision by the artist or if this was a writer decision to have this very specific Game Boy in his hand when he's doing all this, talking about, old school and analog. This should probably be a Nintendo Switch or an iPad or literally anything other than the original Nintendo Game Boy from 1989. If you're going to be making fun of people for being old school, you probably shouldn't have a 30-year-old game in your hand, right? So, anyway, just some interesting. So she gets a tip here, and then we go on. Oh, that's an ad. We go on to this murder thing, and she's being this investigative reporter, taking pictures. And goes back to write her article. So now, we get to she's working late, and she's going back home, and here comes J Jonah Jameson. And again, he's being pretty friendly and open with her. Again, it's just kind of okay, so he I guess he's got a soft spot. In the comics, he's always had a soft spot for Peter, but he never showed it. He never expressed it. It was always yelling at him. Now, he would still buy his pictures, but that was his way of showing, his soft spot, was that he would just buy his pictures from him. But anyway, so he's walking down the subway here, and then he gets, pestered by this guy. Are you the guy from Threats and Menaces? Someone you don't want to mess with. So, of course, Silk is following, and she accidentally put the article out before she was supposed to, apparently. Oops, sorry. So he literally says, are you trying to threaten me and menace? Yep. And then here comes Silk. So Silk comes and saves him, which, alright, fine. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that. And then she finds this weird thing in his ear. That's all fine. But here's where we get back to the J Jonah Jameson not being J Jonah Jameson. Says, wow, right place at the right time, huh? And she's like, no, I've been following these creeps all day. And then he says, wait, these guys were threatening me because of a story, and I'm not going to stop whatever it is they thought I was doing. They just made me more curious now. So how about I hire you as my bodyguard while I figure out what's going on? Wait, what? What? Huh? I'll pay you a lot. Wait, what? This is not J Jonah Jameson, people. Spider-Man could swoop in to save the day, and he would still print the headline of Spider-Man being a menace to the city and to society. He certainly wouldn't pay him and hire him to be his bodyguard, and he certainly wouldn't offer to pay him a lot. Who is this person? This is not J Jonah Jameson. This is one of my biggest problems with this story. I don't understand what they're doing with him. So anyway, so she does her investigative reporting, digs in, finds some more stuff, and then you see this character here at the end, who's going to play a part later, and you see this big creature, and the creature, of course, is going to be part of the next story. So it kind of goes on to there, and as you can see from the cover, obviously she's going to have a showdown with the creature, and they get into the fight. I know I'm running out of time. I'm going to try to go through this a little quicker here, but just basically to sum up, I'm just not seeing anything from here that separates this character from all of the other Spider characters that we already have. They're trying to take the young girl angle, but we've got that with Spider-Gwen. We've also got Spider-Woman. The technology angle just isn't really work. They're not doing really anything with it other than, there's the occasional comment about her using a notepad instead of using a cell phone or something else to record everything with. Again, I mean, she's only been away for 10 years. It hasn't been that long. But I guess if she was 9 or 10 years old, maybe. I don't know. We got 9 and 10-year-olds running around with cell phones and iPads, so I don't know why she's completely foreign to the idea of using technology to begin with. It was an interesting idea that brought me in at first, but now they're just kind of not doing anything with it, and what they are doing with it isn't carrying the story or adding anything to her particular character. And here, she goes to see a therapist that she talks to, and the therapist knows everything, but now there's a new therapist because her old one is on vacation or something, and of course she's got the crush on the therapist because, oh, he's a handsome guy. And then she just starts blabbing on to him about, she doesn't tell him that she's Silk, but other than that, she goes on and on about all the details of the investigation that they're doing. And then, of course, you find out that he's actually the brother to the bad guy lady that she's trying to investigate. And then, we have this mystical cat demon creature thing going on also. So the third book basically just kind of continues that story, and we get more therapy session. This is where she's just blabbing out every little detail about the investigation. So anything that she's found out, he knows everything about. And then we got the fight, and this cat creature is killing off mafia guys, and that was in the other issue. J Jonah Jameson suggests maybe Silk can be the one to bring these guys together. And then she goes to check on him, and he invites her in and offers her to eat, offers her dinner, say, here's some dinner, you need to eat something. And he even offers to close his eyes so that she can pull her mask down so he won't know what her identity is. Who is this person? This is not Jameson. Anyway, so then you meet a friend of hers, and they're going on about stuff. She goes to meet the bad guy, and here's the bad guy lady. I gotta run through this quick because I am running out of time. But yeah, there's the fight, and she gets the mysterious letter, and then I'm trying to get to the end over here where you see the big demon, and then all of a sudden, bam! It's Silvermane. And now Silvermane's being introduced, and Silvermane is her dad. Bum bum bum. So yeah, like I said, it was okay. I don't want to completely trash this. It was an okay story. It just didn't do enough to separate it for me from other characters. I actually found the Spider-Woman issue more interesting, to be honest with you. I liked this one better, so I think I'm going to continue reading the the Spider-Woman books, and get some more of these because I found this one a little more interesting than the Silk. I think I'll be stopping here. Those are my thoughts on it. Again, if you enjoyed it, great. I don't want to discourage anybody from reading this. If you've read this many and you still like it, great. By all means, continue reading it. And you're free to love what you want to love and like what you want to like. So thanks for taking the time to watch this, and check out some more of my videos. If I do some more of these, we'll see how it goes. So again, thanks for watching, and continue to collect what you love. See you later.